What's your opinion of
teen pregnancy?
Well, I think that teen pregnancy can result in very limited opportunities. And, you know, I think that, you know, people should have opportunities. So that's a hard one. I mean, if I had a teenager, I would hope that my child would wait until they're able to financially support a child and be ready for the responsibilities that come with having a child. So I'm all about giving young people opportunities, and I think that when someone becomes pregnant as a teenager, they will significantly reduce their opportunities. So that's what I think about teen pregnancy. Another question?
What would you do if your child came out pregnant at a young age?
I would cry. I would cry.
Will you support her?
Of course I would support my child, and I would very much play a role in helping to raise my grandchild as well as my child, because when someone has a child as a teenager, they're still a teenager and they still need parenting and support. So I would hope that my child would finish school, you know, high school, and possibly go on to college or some type of trade school. But, you know, if my child came home and told me that she was pregnant, I would cry. If my son came home and told me that his girlfriend was pregnant, I would cry. But I would be supportive. But as a parent, I would feel like that I didn't do that all I could do. Well, yeah, I would feel disappointed, but I would just feel sad, because again, you know, we have so many opportunities in this country, and raising a child is very, very difficult, very time consuming. The commitment is incredible. So I would just encourage young people to wait, you know, enjoy your teenage years, because once those years are gone, you can't get them back. And if a teenager has a child, then it's a child raising a child.
Thank you.
Cuando supo que estaba embarazada a los 16 años.
Me asusté, me espantaba. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Los dolores, cuando me vinieron, yo corría de orilla a orilla, me asustaba y quería yo que me lo sacaran porque me dolía y no salía.
¿Cómo le dijo a sus papás que estaba embarazada?
Pues como les voy a decir, ellos me descubrieron con la barriga que me estaba creciendo, no les tenía, ni sabía que estaba embarazada. Sí, no sabía que estaba yo embarazada. Comía mucho limón agrio, me los comía para que, como que pensaba yo que con eso se me iba a venir mi regla, pues, y nada. Ya el bebé ya estaba.
¿Usted siguió estudiando después que...?
No, ya no. Pues no tuve apoyo de mis padres, ya no, a trabajar y sacar a mi niña adelante, trabajando con la pequeñita.
¿Y ahorita cuántos años tiene su hija?
27 años.
Gracias.
Ok, señorita, por eso digo, gocen su juventud.
Okay, what do you think about teen pregnancy?
Oh, I think teen pregnancy is a bad thing. There's too much pregnancy around this community with teens, and abstinence is probably the best thing to do, and if not, use protection. Condoms first, always.
Okay, what would you do if, like, your girlfriend would be pregnant?
If my girlfriend was to be pregnant, that would so suck. That would wreck my life, and that would really... I don't know, I guess I'll have to take care of the kid, have to man up, and we'll just deal with what I've done.
Would you tell her to abort?
I wouldn't tell her to abort, because I don't believe in abortion. But if the baby was gonna take her life away, like if she was to give the baby and she would have died, then I would have her do abortion if her life was at risk with the baby.
Okay. What do you think about teen pregnancy?
Well, basically, I kind of have known lots of girls who have gotten pregnant and fathers, because I've taught here for about 8 years, and I've taught in Salinas too, so I've been a teacher for a while, so I've encountered lots of teenagers that have had babies. And I think that it really depends on the situation. I've seen some girls have their baby and go back to school and finish school and even go to college, and it's ended up being really successful. But I've also seen a lot of girls just never graduate high school, and I think that's really sad that they kind of just end up ending their whole education, and in some ways ending their life because of that decision they made. So I think it's different for everyone, but people really need to push themselves to keep going with their life and not just ending their life with having a baby. I think that maybe in our health classes we should be more proactive about teaching about birth control and condoms, and not just telling kids not to have sex, because if they are having sex they need to know how to protect themselves. Because why are so many people getting pregnant if they knew that they could not get pregnant by doing birth control? Yeah, so that's kind of what I think.
And what would you do if your daughter would get pregnant?
Well, basically, I think that depending on how early it was we found out, I would definitely have her go to the doctor and find out what her options are. That if she wanted to do Plan B, I'd be fully supportive if she didn't want to have the baby. But if she really wanted to have the baby, I would be supportive too. But I think a lot of people just rush into thinking that they have to have the baby when there's a lot of other options out there to not have the baby. And especially if you found out in the first 3 weeks, you can just take Plan B and then get your period, and it's pretty easy. It's not like you really have to get an abortion. So I think people kind of just rush into things, and a lot of times people don't tell their parents. And then if they don't tell their parents, it just goes on for a long time until their parents find out, like 3 or 4 months later. So I think it's important for people to tell their parents right away and not help them and their family.
Thank you.